Hi everybody, welcome back to Tie Together.
I'm Michayla.
I'm Kimberly.
And this is Emily, our second guest. Welcome. Welcome to the studio.
Yes.
First time at my house, too. I didn't really give you a tour. I just kind of shooed you
You're
up
like,
the
let's
stairs.
go upstairs. You're heading upstairs with me.
We have work to do. So we're bringing Emily on today because me and Emily are going to start a book podcast.
Yeah.
Emily got me into reading again this year. I hadn't literally read a book since high school, and Emily got me into Tyson's joining us today. Emily got me into A Court of Thorns and Roses, so that was my first book I read this year in January, and it's just been a kick ever since then. That really, I appreciate you so much. Like, you really fueled my love of reading again, because I used to read so much in high school. I know you did too. Like, you...
No, I didn't.
In, like, all of our books that we, like, had to read for school. You know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you
when
were
I had to.
on it.
I never read for fun.
Like, Dan didn't, like, even read the books that he had to read in high school, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
But-
know when anybody who actually read the books they had to read in high school. Like, did anybody actually do that?
Yeah, I
I
did.
think the last book I literally read was like The Great Gatsby or like To Kill a Mockingbird.
And that's your favorite book and your favorite movie is The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, I do love that movie.
Yeah. I always would read I would get in trouble because I would, like, read the book in, like, 2 days, and, like, I would be ahead of the class, and I would, like, be, like, writing stuff on my paper.
Oh.
Okay, anyways.
Did you raise your hand first, too? You're like, wait.
Okay, anyways.
I can't tell
Ooh.
what
Overachiever.
I was in AP English, but anyways. So me and Emily, we want to start a book podcast. We don't have a name yet, so if you do want to drop any suggestions, let us know. That was the hardest thing for me and Kim, too.
It took us like a goddamn year.
And then Kim finally it just like popped in her head the name, so it's just gonna come to us one day.
Yeah, I have a confession.
Okay.
I got it off of ChatGPT.
Oh.
Did you really? What was the prompt you put in?
I just like explained what the podcast was and it gave me like a bunch of options.
I like that.
Yeah.
ChatGPT has helped us a lot
Yeah.
lately. We get our
Yeah, I was gonna take it to the
descriptions
grave and
for the-
take credit forever, but
It's okay. I like
Yeah.
it. I would have gave you the credit. We can always edit that out.
no, it's okay.
I bet you it'll pop in our heads like we're gonna be like at work and we're like gonna be like so busy. We're gonna be like, we
We're
got
running
it.
across, ignoring all the tables. They're gonna think we're insane.
Emily,
Does
we
anyone
got
else
it.
from your job read?
So Samantha, who Emily grew up with, they have been best friends since kids. Sam reads like all the same books that we read. That's about.
And Brianna.
Oh yeah, Brianna
Brianna.
reads. Emily's reading a book right now that Bri got her into, the Zodiac Academy.
Yeah.
So you guys just have a book club.
And
At
I guess the
work.
new girl at work, Jess, has also read. Shout out to Jess.
Yeah.
She's also read ACOTAR
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty much everybody in the world has read these books except for you, Kim.
Michayla did buy me one at, what was it?
A Court of Thorns and Roses. I bought Kim
Where
the
were
first
we?
book. Powell Books.
Yeah.
Have you've been to Powell Books,
Yeah.
right?
I haven't even cracked open the cover. And that was, what, like a month ago?
Maybe I should get you into audiobooks because you drive 3 hours here every single week. You could finish a couple
she could.
books.
She could probably finish the first one.
I think
feel
like in a drive.
No,
It might take a
I
couple of drives,
feel like
but-
I'd prefer, if I was gonna read, I would, like, prefer to actually read.
Yeah, I like reading a book. I did listen to Dark Matter on audio when my sister was here because we were like driving all over Oregon and we finished that book. That was my first audiobook I've ever listened to, and I liked it. I don't know. I think maybe because I was like with my sister and we were able to like talk about it during it. It was like
Okay.
more entertaining to me.
Yeah, because you guys were kind of able to bounce off of each other.
So after that, I tried to listen to Demon Copperhead on audio, and I just like didn't make it far. Like it was hard for me. I don't know.
Some of the audio narrators too are really
Yeah.
hard to get into. Like I don't know. I feel like the fifth graders reading their lines for the play. Like it's so awkward.
brother.
I'm like, okay, calm down.
Well, we know who's not narrating a book, and that's Michayla. You
Well-
should see, you should, last night on the, on the podcast last night, when you were trying to read the questions, every single time she was reading the question, she was like, She was like, I'm sorry, let me start over.
I was intoxicated. I can read out loud very well, actually.
I
Thank
can't,
you.
and I won't. I hated reading it out loud in school. It's embarrassing.
We did have a book club at work, but
It fell apart.
it dropped off. Yeah, we weren't very good at that. But we read Midnight Library for our book club, and that was a
That was
really good
fun.
book.
That was fun.
I liked it. It was a little predictable. I think the ending was predictable, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much for people who haven't read Midnight Library, but it was one of those, like, not every, I don't know. I feel like I need to figure out, we can always edit this out later. Was it written by a man or a woman? Because I feel like books written by men
yeah,
are so, like, I don't know, like, predictable almost. Like,
Yeah.
you know when they're going to end up a certain way.
no, I feel you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, yeah, all the books we read are by women.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. I use Storygraph for my app that I use to track my books, and it's like most read author Sarah J. Maas. Like it's like it lines like a graph.
if her series weren't 9
Do you guys like
it would be
stick to
different.
like the same author a lot?
So the Sarah J. Maas, who wrote Akatar, Court of Thorns and Roses, the book that I gave you, she has 3 series out, and she just became really popular this year kind of, right?
Probably
Like
because of TikTok.
TikTok really propelled her. Like she's like the next J.K. Rowling that's not homophobic. Like she's like doing a good job, you know? So she has 3 series, and they all have like Easter eggs within each other.
Like little details that kind of clue into other parts of her other books.
That's pretty cool.
So that is like, I think what we're going to focus on our podcast first, right? It doesn't always, obviously we'll run out of Sarah J. Maas material.
Yeah, I think it's a good one to get into. It's pretty popular. People like it.
Yeah.
It was something that I like massively avoided for a long time. I was like, I'm not going to fall on this.
Because
it's
people
so
weren't-
popular,
yeah.
trending. And then I was like, okay. We're going to see what this is about. And yeah, it's something that people can easily
It
get into
It
and
propelled
like,
me
so.
into reading this year.
That's who wrote the book that you bought?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just read it.
I mean, popular things are popular for a reason.
Right.
People like them, right? I try to think that way in regards to things. Like they're popular for a reason.
Hopefully for a good reason. Hopefully for a good reason.
Yeah.
But I feel like her writing is very easy to understand. Like there's certain authors where their writing isn't easy to understand in a way. Like their language is too advanced. People have to look up. You don't always have to look up stuff. And I know that sounds bad, kind of. But and then you get fantasy authors in particular who use a lot of terms that people aren't accustomed to. And I feel like Sarah J. Maas introduces things easily. She explains things easily, so it's not.
Yeah. And so there's like a couple series. So Akatar, the one that I got you, very much romance forward, a heavy romance. Like that's, I would say, the main part of the book.
Oh yeah,
right.
100%, yeah.
And then her next series is called Throne of Glass, and I didn't think that I would love anything more than Akatar. Like I said, I was so thankful for Emily for getting me into the series. Like I fucking loved it, dude. I would have tattooed it on my forehead until I read Throne of Glass, and I was like, holy.
Now you're going to tattoo that one?
Now I'm literally gonna tattoo across my forehead. It's so good. But it's much more fantasy forward. Like there is a love story. You can't really have a book without a love story, in my opinion. But it's like way more.
What we call like high fantasy.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more.
There's like a war going on. Yeah. And then her third series.
I'll start it this weekend.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
be very excited
Yeah,
to
I will,
hear
I
all
promise.
to hear all your opinions.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to cozy up with a book, and if you're gonna, I just feel like a better person lately. Like instead of scrolling on my phone for hours and hours and hours, I'm reading. Like I just feel like I'm doing
It's
something
entertaining too. Like
Yeah.
the way that.
like TV is or whatever. We're also hoping for either a show or a movie to come from these books.
Like a series?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd probably be better as a series.
I would like movies, I think.
I don't like movies,
I
really.
guess it just depends. I feel like some of the books could be done into movies, and some of them could be done into series.
Yeah.
Like depending on which ones they are.
Yeah, so I think for our podcast we want to focus on maybe do seasons, and one season is one set of books. What do you think?
I mean, whatever, Obviously, Sarah J. Maas has a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to talk about with her books and her series and
Theories.
it could easily be done.
We're big on theories.
People talk forever about Sarah J. Maas
Yeah.
and ACOTAR. Like, it's a never ending.
Yeah. We
It's
just have a
never
lot
ending.
of thoughts. We have a lot of theories that
Yeah.
we want to, I don't know, we just want to talk. It's kind of like the same reason me and you wanted to start a podcast because we like to talk and we're good at it.
We want to know what other people think.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, you know, when we were talking about it, we're like, we have to, you know.
Like, open up the conversation.
Yeah. And it's not, you know, you type in fan theories, Sarah J. Maas, and there's like 10 million videos that pop up. But at the same time, like, it's just something that's fun.
And it's fun. I like to be a part of the conversation. Like, I like being a part of, like, this whole thing that took TikTok by storm this year. Like, I love that.
Yeah, I feel so left out.
You gotta
I'll have to read it and then I'll be a guest on your pod.
Okay, yeah. So should we intro into, we made some questions for Kim.
Oh, God.
Just about, they're mostly ACOTAR. I think they all are ACOTAR.
I think there was a couple of Throw Glass questions.
Okay, so Kim has no context at all to these books. Like, she doesn't even remotely know what these books are about. So we're just gonna, like, ask her some questions and just, I don't know, get your opinion.
All right,
I don't think we
it.
spoiled anything for you.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so at all.
You're like, especially if I never read them.
I'll read it I'll start it this weekend, maybe a chapter.
Okay, maybe a chapter.
We'll see.
The first book maybe is, we always kind of say, a little bit hard to get through. Like, you got to get through the first book, and the second book is, like, so good. So good. Okay, so let's start with...
I'm nervous.
Let's do a would you rather question, because last episode we did some would you rathers. Okay, would you rather give birth to a baby bat or baby hawk? Her face.
I would rather never give birth at all. A hawk for sure.
Hawk? Okay.
Why are people birthing fucking reptiles?
None of those are reptiles. What is a bat?
It's close enough.
Don't ask me.
Or marsupial?
Yes. And
Wait, marsupials have the pouches, right? That the babies hang in.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm terrified of bats. I'm gonna have to go with hawk.
Technically considered like mammals, right? But they're like.
I guess
bird,
so.
like
I
a
guess
bird.
they would be mammals.
Can someone tell us what a bat is?
Yeah, bats.
Please don't judge us too harshly for the lack of bat
Don't you
knowledge.
fucking know what a bat is?
Well,
Here, okay, you pick one.
this is an easy one to like break into, okay?
Oh god.
What if you found out that the guy you liked was your sixth cousin? Like you're not super related, but you're like
I
you're
feel
kinda
like
there.
I've known people who marry like their third cousins.
Ooh, that's a little.
Yeah, it's so closely related when it's like third, sixth. I don't know.
You're not caring too much?
Does it really count? I mean, I certainly would. Personally, no, I would not pursue further if you were my cousin at all. I don't care if it's 15th, but 6 is pretty far,
Okay.
right?
I mean, people who
What
read,
about you
who
guys?
read Sarah J. Maas.
There's
She's
a lot
got
of
a theme.
cousins.
She's
There's
got a theme going on. In
A lot of cousin love.
What would you guys do? Like, what would you do right now if you found out Dan was your 6th cousin?
We've done it all, but like can't just walk away. Like it is what it is, and I think that's kind of what this was really. It's just like a, it already happened.
Yeah, but
Fuck
it's gonna be what
right?
it is. Like you already know what's coming. Yeah.
Okay. What would you do if you were covered in shit in your prison cell and a hot man came in and licked you clean?
Is this from this happened in a fucking book? Why am I covered in... Why am I in prison and why am I covered in shit?
Those you can't know yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to read the book.
You just gotta answer the question.
And a hot man was willing to lick shit off of me?
But maybe he just wanted to like.
He deserves the cell next to me. That's immediate jail time. That's disgusting.
You also hate this man.
And you're
You
all...
also despise this man.
I mean, he's hot though.
I mean,
Like,
thank
really
you
hot.
for licking the shit off of me. I mean, yeah, thanks, but fuck you. That's disgusting. You guys would be okay with that? First of all, why am I covered? Why am I covered in shit? Is it my own shit?
know that
Whose
yet.
shit is this?
is.
You have to read to find out.
It's just shit. Shit's shit. Okay.
I'm doing the Cliff Notes.
Doesn't matter where it came
Doesn't
from.
matter if it's
Cliff Notes.
It's the book that you're gonna read this weekend.
When I get to that part, I'm shutting it.
Okay.
Okay. This is a pretty simple question. It doesn't have to be. But do you prefer blonde men or black-haired men?
Black-haired men because I prefer a black man. No blonde men for me.
No blonde men.
She'll like the summer court. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll read that one first.
You'll get there.
Would you rather have a forbidden romance with a powerful fairy or a mysterious and brooding half demon?
I'm not fucking a demon. Okay, I've already fucked one. I won't be fucking another. I'm gonna go with the fairy.
Okay, no
Okay.
demons.
No demons. Would you pick the demon? You would pick the demon? Emily, would you pick the demon?
I
Y'all, I can't.
I would pick both, but
It depends on who's hotter.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
y'all are gonna
There's some boundaries involved.
y'all
They
are
have
gonna
to be
get
hot.
fucked
They have
up
to be
fucking
hot.
with a demon, but okay.
They were
Alright.
half demon.
Demon enough.
Okay, so would you rather live in a beautiful mansion where you never had to work again? Also, you don't have an opinion on anything. You can't, okay? Or you can be with your one true love, but he expects you to fight in his war and has a history of publicly degrading you.
I'm living in the mansion and I'm shutting my mouth. I have not a single fucking thing to say.
You're like, go live your life.
I'm living in the mansion. I don't need an opinion.
Okay.
As far as they're concerned, I don't even know how to speak. Because I'm not doing whatever the fuck that second. I'm not fighting in a war.
Well, you definitely don't have to read books in that house either. So. 'Cause you
Oh,
don't
that's
know-
great
don't know
news.
how to read.
Yeah, that's you really. I don't know how to read. Yeah,
That you're.
It sounds realistic.
You're super gifted at painting, so there's that.
Yeah,
okay.
you're a good artist.
Good artist.
But that man who you live in the house with destroyed your paint studio, so you can't paint.
But he
either.
felt bad. He said he
He said he was sorry.
he said he was sorry.
This sounds like sounds oddly familiar.
Okay. I think so we did all of these ones. Okay, who would you choose? So there's a super hot prince who's going to be king someday soon.
So he's rich.
He's super rich, very handsome, very hot. He reads like all the same books that you do.
Mhm.
You guys get along, like everything's great, right? Or the moderately handsome captain of the guard who betrays you. What else?
Now, why would I
mean-
pick that over the rich man?
But we gotta like make this. He's good at sword play.
Yeah, he's good with a sword. You do lose your virginity to him.
So
Okay.
you might be mildly attached.
Okay. All right. So he fucks good, is what you're saying.
Maybe.
I mean-
I feel like probably average.
I mean, if
No, any better than average.
if you don't know any better, you don't know any better.
I feel like the prince would be probably better, but
I mean, Captain. of
I'm picking the
Guard.
rich guy,
okay.
and I'm gonna be the queen
There you go.
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit different kingdom, but sure.
Why would I pick the loser who fucks average? Not
Like, you
happening.
really set that one up for success.
I don't know. I was like, I was reading it. I was like, Emily, help me out here.
That's a little bit of a biased question.
It is. I guess.
Moderately handsome captain of the guard.
So you're gonna
There's
win.
feelings involved.
And no other qualities, just that. Just
that.
moderately handsome.
So you would pick the king, the prince.
Yes.
Okay.
For
Alright.
reasons that I can't tell you. But
Okay.
all right, we have one last one. So what is your opinion on large men with bat wings?
Michayla, get the fuck out of here. I don't want nothing with a wing.
Really? So no wing foreplay?
I'll throw up. Are you?
You really do hate
fucking-
bats, huh?
They're disgusting.
She can't. She won't like any of the bats.
There's fucking bat humans in your books.
I mean,
They're very hot.
What the fuck is this, Harry Potter? What goes on? I need to. Do you think, like, I think about this with J.K. Rowling too, like, what the fuck goes through your mind? And, like, who the fuck are you to be able to write something and think of something so extensively, like,
they're above
nuts.
average intelligence.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I've thought about the same thing.
Like, how do you write something so,
It is crazy.
Abstract.
yeah.
I was like talking to Dan or whatever. I was like reading some books, and Dan was like, "Who is this lady? Like, who is Sarah J. Maas? Like, she's probably such a nerd." Which, you know, she's a nerd, but that's okay. Like, we're all nerds here.
Sorry, Sarah.
But he was like, "Who? Like, she has to be like a weirdo, right?" And she's she's beautiful. She's very, very attractive and pretty, and like she has a family, and like she's like a normal woman that you would just like see walking down the street. And Dan was like, "Oh, that's her." Like, he was like, "She definitely wears clip-on fairy ears." I was like, "Man."
Oh my god, speaking of which, there's a girl who comes, she walks by my job every day and she fucking has those
She
ears.
wears them every day.
Every day. And I see her and her friend and they're so fucking nuts. I'm like, why are you wearing those clip-on ears? It is so crazy.
These books have made me jealous of people who have like the really sharp canines. Like
What are you talking about,
She's
dude?
like, this is not my podcast.
You want sharp dog teeth.
Have you seen people that have those though, like naturally, like they just have like
Yeah.
really pointy canines?
They will suck your blood.
Secret vampires.
You want those.
Sure.
This is not my friend. I don't know what's happening.
Just wait until you get into it.
I'm not gonna say I want sharp canines.
Maybe. Wait till you see what happens.
What was that TikTok you sent me a while back? And it was like somebody had on these insane
Oh, they're like
mouth
grills, right? Yeah.
with like the pointy.
Yeah. They were pretty
And
cool.
Michayla sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, those are nice."
I would get them.
I was like, "No, I mean they look nice. I mean normally they're not." They're not.
Okay, what are you reading right now, Emily?
Zodiac Academy.
So this is our friend, our coworker.
Yeah. So Brianna was begging me to read it, and I was like, "Absolutely not. I'm not. I'm not 18 anymore. I can't read this book because I'm not 18 anymore. I can't relate to 18-year-olds' feelings
Right.
and their thought processes. It's just too much out of the water for me."
Yeah.
But I started reading it and got into it, and I was like, okay, I really like this.
That's
So-
good. Yeah.
What is it about?
So basically, Tori and Darcy are twins. They're 18. As soon as they find out they're 18 years old, they basically find out that they have powers, and they get spirited away to a place called Solaria, where it's Fae. The Fae kind of run the planet, run their little realm, because before they were living in the mortal realm. So they go there, they find out that they are long lost princesses, that they're set to inherit a kingdom, and they're just trying to figure their way out through this place called Zodiac Academy, where everybody has special powers. They have to figure out how to harness their special powers, and they are on the bottom of the food chain. Like, they know nothing about nothing, they want nothing to do with the throne, but they do have to figure out their powers and basically like avoid these four guys who are just absolute fucking terrorists. Like, let's just
So
they're
Harry,
terrors.
Harry Potter Jr.
Yeah,
yes.
it is
Pretty
very
much.
Harry Potter-ish.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I gotta read it. I have the first book, but I feel like I need to get a Kindle because that book has like 12 fucking books in it.
Like 9. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna spend a fortune buying
That's
all of these.
That's my primary motivation for having a Kindle subscription.
Yeah.
For sure, is the definitely the cost associated with continuously buying. You know, you have to buy like Sarah J. Maas. You don't have to buy the paperbacks, but by the time you spend the money on the Kindle, you're better off just buying physical copies, and there are a lot of books. Like we were talking about reading Light Lark. Neither one of us has started that yet, but
yeah, I wanna read Light Lark. I got like 50 pages in, and it's not that I wasn't interested. I don't know. I just switched direction.
What was the book that you posted on TikTok that you were crying about?
On TikTok that I was crying about?
You said it made you cry.
Yeah, you sell somebody's For You page. It was like on your For You page, and it was like you said, I don't want to be influenced, but I'm really, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like she was like really influenced.
I wasn't crying. That's the book I just read, and it was The Love of My Afterlife, and it was like this girl posted a TikTok, and she went to Target and got it. You talking about that one?
Yeah, but you said that it made you cry.
I don't think so.
No, not the one that you got, like the little candies.
Okay,
not
it
that.
was
Okay, not
before.
that.
It was before that.
It was probably Throne of Glass. Like that was the book. The last book of Throne of Glass, snot was coming out of my nose. Like it was the saddest thing.
I love a sad book.
I was.
Well, I shouldn't say
Well, if you like
that.
sad books.
I
I
love sad anything, like sad shows, sad movies.
Throne of Glass, like it is heart wrenching. Like there's crazy things that happen that are just.
You look like you're about to cry.
It was so terrible. I can't wait to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But you do need to get to reading so that you don't get any spoilers by listening to our podcast, or you just won't be able to listen. But
I'll listen.
I'll
start. Well, I'll try to start this weekend. No promises.
okay.
We'll start on Saturday.
I have to say, that it's so funny, but when Michayla, I was like dying to have her read it. I was like pressuring her. I was like, you have to read this book series. You have to read ACOTAR, right? And she was like, no. Well, she goes on vacation to Australia, and I see her, what is it, like your Instagram post?
Like I had the book. Like
with the book on the airplane. And I was like, oh, I saw that you bought ACOTAR. And she was all like, yeah, I'm just started reading it. Blah, blah. I'm like sitting in my house, just doing my whatever. I don't know. And I get this text message from her, and it says, I swear to God, Emily, if this book is about bestiality.
It was kind of about bestiality.
I was like, what? What are you talking about?
I think you just put smiley laughing faces.
I think I did, yeah.
Emily is very, very good about not giving anything away because obviously she already read all these books, so I would like text her everything about it.
So you want me to read a book about fucking animals?
Yeah. It's a lot of animals.
I mean, it's not.
It's not. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
I
they're
knew you
not
fucked
animals.
goats. I knew you fucked goats on the
Michayla, if you had a face shifter boyfriend, his form would be
Go. Stop it. Leave
No,
me
because
alone.
there's goats out in the field behind the river, and
This isn't like a sign. This isn't.
Michayla fucks goats. I'm just kidding.
Would you
I get
rather
canceled.
have
I get
a
that's
goat baby?
She gets canceled before we even.
because I fuck goats. This is insane. You guys are just bullying me. I don't want to be a part of this podcast anymore. My Faye boyfriend would be a goat.
A goat.
What would yours be?
Oh God, I don't know.
I feel like a bird of some sort.
Just like an animal, you can pick like any animal.
Yeah.
I mean, the animal, you don't pick the animal picks you.
I don't know what I would choose neither, because I'd never. I'm not even gonna put the idea of fucking an animal.
Okay,
in my
let's
brain.
ask Kim what power she would want. You have to help me think of all of them, okay? So you could have fire like at your fingertips. Like fire is your power, okay?
Okay.
You could have the ability to control, like maybe the weather.
We have healing powers. Mind reading.
Mind reading.
I would certainly not pick that one.
You would, hate that.
I would hate to read minds.
That sounds depressing.
It would be a lot.
like exhausting after a minute.
It would be a lot. You can like tune it out though. You can block it out. What else is there? There's
Like what? Like I don't know. We can just start throwing things out there. Telekinesis. You can move shit with your mind.
what would you pick?
I would probably pick healing powers.
Yeah?
I think.
It is a good one. Especially because it also can be like a selfish gift too, because you can heal yourself. Like you get your leg cut off.
Yeah, that's certainly what my thought was. Yeah. I would pick that. What would you guys pick?
I don't know. I think that one's hard for me. I definitely think like a little teleportation moment.
I would
is
love to
good.
teleport.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I would teleport from my house here every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, after driving on
That
this
would be nice.
this road to your house,
You wish you
I'm
could
like, where's
Have you never driven it before?
Nope.
That's crazy considering you live here, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's-
I've been on her road before, but coming from the opposite direction.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
It connects through the county.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you
Yeah.
did, it's longer. But if you did want to go home that way,
Yeah,
a
that
little
way
bit
is
straighter.
no joke. It's unbelievable that that's even a road.
I told her it's criminal.
No, it
The
is.
county feels like they
It could have been a straight shot.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I was like, this road is literally criminal. Like, there's no, how do
no
they?
guardrails.
There's no guardrails anywhere, and I'm like,
And it's
you
like
could literally
100,000 feet cliffs.
Yeah, drive straight off the cliff
Yeah.
into the fucking
river. It is crazy. And I don't know if you noticed, like right before you turned onto my road, there was like this huge patch that looked like it had been patched. I don't know if you noticed it.
no,
That was
it's
all
like this.
potholes before. Like it was just like you were driving through
It's
it.
still awful. It's still awful.
Yeah, it is. It is a trek out here. That's why I always text everybody before they drive on the road and say, please be careful.
Well, I literally lost cell service pulling onto your street, and my GPS goes, "You're here," and I'm like,
Your GPS didn't keep going?
It did, but I passed your driveway.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, I'll just call Michayla and be like, hey,
Right.
I can't see your driveway, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, my phone says,
Yeah.
you can only make emergency calls. Yeah. And I was like,
I know. When we
what the
went
fuck?
into town today to eat at your job, I got like 7 text messages that like I
Oh.
can't get here.
yeah. I was like, okay,
It's so funny.
well, I guess I better drive back and circle and hope I find her driveway. Otherwise, I'm going to get out on foot and start like peeking down people's driveways. Like,
Emily
I'm
just goes
determined
home
to
and
go
texts
out here.
Michayla like, well, I was close, but I had to.
Couldn't make it.
I was determined. I was like, I did not come all the way out here
Good
to
job.
turn back home. I was like, I will get out on foot and in my fucking sandals.
It helps because almost everyone else has a gate except for me. So at least like
I was like, this bitch, she had her gate closed before I come up. I'm gonna be pissed.
have to buzz
Imagine.
you in.
Yeah, like a hop over. Michayla, I can't call her. Let me in. Yeah.
So when you guys start your book podcast, did I tell you? So do you know who Kaylin? Do you watch Teen Mom?
I've seen bits and pieces.
So Kaylin Lowry is like my favorite teen mom, and she has like 3 or 4 podcasts, and one of them is like a book club,
Okay.
and they all like Zoom each other.
That's
and,
cool.
like podcasts.
And they like do it on the podcast.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I do want to start our own little book club.
Yeah.
And like so we talk like one episode a month we talk about it and then get people
Because like
that-
ultimately you guys could like have like a circle of people and just like record it.
it would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. You gotta be a part of it.
We'll see.
Don't
Don't-
want to say that like my choice in books is what ruined the last book club we had because I was in charge
still
of picking that book.
I
and
still want to read it.
literally nobody was like, we were all like, what?
No, I
Yeah,
don't know.
how does book club even work?
You just read the book and then you talk about it. You get together and talk about it. And like usually you can like Google questions if you want to. Like there's like questions that go along with it and you can ask, but yeah, you just talk about it. Talk about your favorite parts. But I've seen that book. What's it called?
Never Lie
Never
by
Li-
something. What's her name? Something.
Yeah.
McFadden. Or,
Never Lie, I think. But I've seen people on TikTok talk about it.
Well,
Like it's
that's
supposed to be a
why- that's why
really
I
good.
picked it because I was like, okay, this one sounds good. It's supposed to be a popular.
I still
book,
wanna
but,
read it.
I don't know, something about. I mean, like the first 10 pages, you know, this guy is gonna be fucking crazy. Like you
It's
can
a
just sense
mystery.
it.
It's
You
like
can just,
a murder mystery, I think, or
and
something.
I picked
I
it
like
right at Christmas time
suspense.
too, and I was like, I don't know, I'm
Not
feeling
so
Christmassy
Christmassy.
vibes. I was like, something about this man taking you to like a fucking old ass house, and I was like, I'm getting straight up psychopath vibes.
They were in
we
like
got
a
some
snowstorm,
Ted
you know,
Bundy-ass
like
motherfucker.
And no one wanted to read it?
I don't know, we just all like fell off with it.
I mean, Christmas time, we were all kind of like doing our own separate things and
Yeah.
trying to get ready for the holiday. And
Yeah, I just didn't.
You
work
guys
out.
should just start it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should. I know everyone we work with will like it again. Should we read that book? Just keep try to read it again.
After I get through the 9 books of Zodiac Academy, because
Oh my gosh, yeah. Are you not reading anything in between? You're just gonna read them straight through?
yeah, no, I'm gonna power through,
You kind of have to because you forget pretty quickly of what's happening.
and it's so good. I'm like, I'm.
That's good.
It's
I mean,
so weird
The
to
other night, I
me.
told my husband, I said, good night. You know, he's like, I'm tired, he's like a night owl. And it was like 10 o'clock, and I was like, not me. I was like,
I'm reading.
I was like, I looked at the clock, it was like 1 o'clock, and I was like, oh no, I got to go to bed.
I know.
Yeah.
I could stay up, all night. That's my best reading time, I think. You're not distracted. You have
Quiet.
nothing going on. Yeah, you don't have a husband talking to you.
Yeah. I mean, I have
3.
Luckily, I
have 3
do
kids,
not.
Like, they're not up my ass.
More
I love
power
them.
to you, yeah.
Yeah.
No kids, no husband. Living the dream.
Just vibes.
Just vibes.
Just vibes. I
Lots of time to do reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of reading
I
time.
know. I am gonna start it this weekend.
Okay.
What is your favorite
I'm committed.
Romance trope?
Trope.
What does
Ooh.
trope mean?
So the trope is like what? Like the theme, like, right? Like a stereotypical kind of situation that happens.
Yeah.
So like,
You
you
have
know,
enemies
Cinderella.
To lovers.
Yeah, enemies to lovers. You know, Cinderella, like you have your, what would we call that? Like,
You have to find the one type of thing, you mean? Or
I don't know, my brain's going to like, I'm like a broke down bitch.
Oh,
Should I marry
yes.
a rich guy? Like your
Yes.
Cinderella theme,
Yes.
you know, for me, I married a rich man. So like there's the Cinderella trope is what I would say.
Or the opposite of that, the Beauty and the Beast trope, where the
Um.
man is the beast and there's a beauty,
Yeah.
you know.
There's bully romances where like they bully the person, and they eventually end up together.
Yeah.
I know that's a big one. You know, there's like some really, like I haven't read Haunting Adeline.
I haven't read
I
that
can't.
either.
I don't know if I can't. Like, I'll get there, y'all. I'll get there. Like
This is
but not yet.
there's R.A.P. in
That's
it.
called a dark
R.A.P.
R.A.P. There's rap in it.
That one's a dark one. I don't even think I'm interested in
Dark-
really.
Yeah,
dark
that's
romances
pretty
are, like,
crazy.
huge right now too. A dark romances, you know, like where the guy could be like, I don't know,
Like the
a
show,
serial killer
like
or
the show
something.
You, right, where he
Yeah,
stalks
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
that would be like a dark romance if it was a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love enemies to lovers.
I love
that is
enemies to
my
lovers.
thing.
Mhm.
The first sex scene after an enemies to lovers.
I love a good sex scene.
Spicy.
You'll like Akatar.
Spicy.
You'll like it. You'll like
I don't know because they're fucking birds and
Okay.
fucking
They're
bats.
not literally.
it. No.
fucking-
You'll get it. You'll get it.
I don't know if I will, but I'll give it a shot.
You got to get through the first book. Yeah.
Enemies to lovers for sure.
I think that's yours too. Your
I
favorite.
mean, when I first got back, I didn't get back into reading until COVID. Like I've been a worker. Like I've worked. You know, there was a point where one of my previous jobs, I was like 60 hours a week. Like I was clocking in 60 hours a week.
She used to work at Red Robin too.
I did.
Oh my
was
God.
Robin days.
We've all worked at Red Robin.
I loved Red Robin.
Yeah.
When I was in New York, I would beg Frank to hire me again. And he
Oh.
was like, Kim, you hated it here.
Aww.
It's
He's
like,
like-
you hate it when you're there, and then
Yeah, he's
Not
like,
that bad.
he's like, you're just gonna hate it again. There's no point. I'm like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I would probably bitch about it every single day. He was probably sick of hearing about it.
We had a good GM. He was-
But, oh my God, he's the best. You know, did I tell you Caleb is like regional manager? now?
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. I loved Red Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't know that.
Oh, that Kim worked there?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know you're Red Robin girly too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
got me a job there and then
Okay.
moved away. And left
Yeah.
it. But I met two of my best friends there.
I feel like when you, this is like, you know, a little off topic for books, but like when you work at Red Robin, I feel like did you guys call each other dirty birds too?
No.
Oh my gosh, there's like this whole.
No,
If you
but
have
they
the time to look
did.
it up, go look at this page called
Yes,
Dirty
on
Birds.
Facebook.
Yeah, I survived
Yeah.
the dirty bird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually,
real.
people did talk about that when I was
I
there.
love it. Every post
Did
I
people
read on
say
this
that?
awesome.
Yeah.
Remember it.
Yeah, Sage says it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't start reading again until COVID because I had to
You had
take
some time off of work.
I was on maternity leave. You know, the restaurant industry was obviously what it was, and I was like, I have so much time. What am I going to do with myself right now? Like, you know, the kids are doing their online distance learning stuff, but I had 2 little kids who were napping in the day. My husband was working, and my oldest one, was doing his distance learning and whatever. Anyways, I got into dark romances.
You jumped right into it.
I jumped into the dark romances, and it was like a steep cliff to jump off of. I was like, well, where did I go? There was like a moment where like mafia romances ruled my world. Like I read so many mafia romances.
That sounds pretty intriguing.
I think mafia romances are like a good one. Like I was really into like the whole New York gang mafia boss.
Okay. So there's a lot of books.
There's a lot of books about mafia. Dark romances. There was a couple that I read, probably more than a couple. I think like my 2020 book read list on Kindle was like 218.
That's crazy. Emily's such a fast reader. It's like insane. Like this year I'm doing 3 books a month, and I've been able to stick to that goal so far. For me, that's great. You are such a fast reader. It's unbelievable.
But I feel like when you take more time like to read, you absorb more. Like there's things that I read, I'm like, oh my god, I read that so fast. Like
I go back
and I was like, whoa.
I go back and reread pages.
Yeah.
Like or if I like find something out in a book, I'm like I have to go back 10 chapters to like when this happened, because now I know that piece of information
was relevant or
whatever. So I am very much like I need to take it in, but I'm that same way with like movies and shows.
Do you guys like notate in your books?
No.
I do it in my notes app. Like I have notes from ACOTAR.
I feel like Sammy's gonna listen to this and be like, no. But people who write in their books are criminals. Why would you do that? Oh my god, maybe it's because
I'm very nice to my books. Like I don't.
I don't dog ear my pages. Don't write.
No, but like Kaylin Lowry, when she like is in her book club, like all of her, she has like sticky notes in every single page.
Sticky notes is better than writing on the actual page.
I'm like, what could you possibly be writing?
We got some sticky notes. I put some sticky notes on my reread of ACOTAR. Like there was sticky notes everywhere for like theory. I
mean, we're starting a whole podcast based off of talking about this book and all the theories and like not loopholes, but like or Easter eggs. Like there's a lot.
Like how is it? Like I tell you, Sarah J. Maas, like she leaves clues that you won't find out until 7 books later. Mm-hmm. So we're like digging deep, like when we're reading it.
Like analyzing like
analyzing everything. Like, and then that's something that we'll talk about too. Is like in the first book, I'm like, she's never. Why would she bring that up? Like, why would she bring that up? Like, she's gonna circle back to it at some point. It's gonna be relevant at some point.
She's a type of author where she doesn't say anything that's not noteworthy. So that's like where your theories will come from, because like she'll say something and you're like, what? Like there has to be something there. You can buy. What is it called? Annotated or
Annotated?
Annotated is that you can buy annotated books on Etsy. Like people write in them and like they'll like label all the pages like this page made me cry, or this page made me laugh, this page made me whatever.
I don't care about what you
and you can buy those. But I'm the same way. I feel like I would be distracted. Like I feel
it's a lot. Like,
or I don't want to be told what to feel, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm not normally like the crying kind of person. Like I don't like cry during movies typically. Like
I
cry all the time.
Me too.
Not me. And I'm like, if I had to read what is this annotated notes in a book saying I cried, I'll be like, bitch, what?
Yeah.
Why? Sam will say like, oh, I was like bawling my eyes out at this, and I'm like, I just like wasn't.
But then you'll text me, but like I have snot running down my face.
I only cried once in ACOTAR, and that was when our fave character died.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I hope so.
But anyways, I only cried once in ACOTAR, but Throne of Glass, I was crying.
There's a lot of intense parts in Throne of Glass.
Crying.
Like it's like Sarah J. Maas even mentions that she got a lot of her inspiration from like like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, like growing up. She's not that much older than we are.
Yeah.
She really isn't.
Which is so crazy.
It is crazy.
Would you guys ever write a book?
She is writing a book.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, because I'm not good at it.
That's okay.
That's pretty cool. I would love to write a book.
Project, right?
I guess like my thought process is if I can write, I don't even care how bad it is. Like if I can write one book
just for you.
and then I'll like live a completed life.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like if I, when I die, I'm like, I wrote a book.
Yeah.
I don't care if anybody likes
Be
it.
pretty
like
cool.
I just want that to be something that I can claim.
Yeah,
be cool.
I would love to write a book.
Yeah.
I talk
Yeah.
about it all the time, but I don't really know
You
what
need to
I'd
write a
write about.
biography.
Yeah,
I've been
I
listening
should.
to the podcast. I'm like, write a story.
I should. I thought about it. I
Or
haven't.
you could like, it could be,
I have a name picked out for it and
fictional.
everything.
but it could be like a fictional story based on your life. Like you could make up like another character
Yeah.
and like live your life, like have her live your life. I think that would be cool.
You write it. I know in the beginning. Names and places.
Yeah.
Names and places are fictitious and
Yeah.
not related.
None of
Unless I
this is
just
real.
completely out it and use all the real names, but
You're like gonna have to rename everybody like
Yeah.
stupid ass names like Mary Sue and
That's what we did in like
Beth Allen.
the episode we were talking about all our exes. We just like renamed everybody.
Well, I love that.
well,
I was like,
that'll
this guy's
be.
gonna hear this and be like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, I know. I dread the day. That'll be fun for you guys to do a little book club.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I want
it's so fun.
people to be like interactive and talk to us about it and give opinions, and I'm excited. And we'll do like some deep diving. I'm gonna have to go back through and really
yeah,
Really
and
look at stuff.
I do have some kind of sticky notes, but I know I was supposed to reread through the class but I just want to read everything.
It's hard.
So
I agree. Like I have so many books to get through right now. I'm in no place to do any rereads at this point in time. Like
I would love to be like those people who have a whole wall with like pins connecting.
Yes,
I've
that would be
seen
so much
those.
fun for us to
I've
do
seen
that.
those. I'm just not. I don't have the time, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I just can't be that
in depth.
in depth. Like
Yeah.
my brain would not let me. There
I
could
feel
be
like
some
you
ADHD
definitely
going
need to
on.
pop an Adderall for that.
Yeah, like there's some
Yeah.
ADHD going on. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
100% you'd need an Adderall.
Like you're like tweaking out. Like you're
Yeah.
like. There's like a meme like that, right? Like the guy is like freaking out and he has the board behind
Yes.
him. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's so
I'm like,
funny.
I'm not the one.
Okay, so yeah, so we have podcasts coming. We got to figure out a name. Drop comments if you want to give some suggestions. Maybe we'll do what Kim did and go on ChatGPT.
What was one of the ones I said, like the Basic Bitch Book Club?
Yeah.
So I was like, basically everything we're reading right now is
Is
like
basic
popular,
bitch
so we're
shit.
like basic bitches now.
It's like
Yeah.
very much book talk.
That's pretty
books.
cute and
What
funny.
was the other one? Like that I said,
Well, you had a segment name.
cheese and corn.
I like it.
I was like, because we can't call it porn.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's like
My-
cheesy or.
Cheese and corn
Or corn.
books or
I-
something like that. Cheese.
So we'll have a segment that's like, all right, this like,
This was super cheesy.
yeah. But I love it. I'm
Yeah.
like not a book snob at all. Like books that people don't like, I don't really have a book that I don't like. Like
I feel like I'm not as particular as some people. Like some people
Yeah.
go into reading a book and they give it like a 3-star rating and they're like, this one, blah blah blah, was just awful when you look at this writing and this and this. And I'm like, can't you just enjoy it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like a TV show, you know. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna compare it to another show, you might just absolutely hate it.
And
Like,
what? You
just
took a
just
week
enjoy
out of
it.
your life to read it? Like, who cares?
Yeah, the ones that are like, I did not finish. I mean, I have a couple of those that I've
I have a couple.
not finished, and I'm like, okay. But
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And driving up my scary road to be here. And now it's dark out.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys.
See you next week.
Bye.